Listen, I know you just click this and you automatically want to click off. Just wait. I promise you I'm going to give you some really good information. Just stay tuned, watch the intro. Let's go on and get it. You asked, right? You wanted it. I want to see how much you use this. I don't use this at all. I just said, you know what? I'm going to take it outside in the dirt, just make it look like I use it. Guys, all the other reviews that I've done on e-bikes and scooters, I flip them, right? I use them for like a week, 2 weeks. I do the review. But this is one of the bikes that I purchased and I kept. And the reason is I absolutely love it. So Aniioki had reached out and they were like, hey man, do you want to do a recap of the review of the bike you did? I said, absolutely. This is my most active watched video. It's so interesting because you see these people that write these comments about Aniioki and how terrible the customer service is. I did a video about 3 months ago talking about all the complaints that people have in regards to a lot of these manufacturers and a lot of their problems. You don't need to go back and rewatch it. I'll just sum it all up for you. Just because you see one negative review of an e-bike doesn't mean that it's just bad. You have to factor in all the positives. When's the last time you've been to a restaurant, you've been somewhere and you actually wrote a 5-star review? Be honest. Be honest. When's the last time you've been to Tops? Oh God, I just sounded old. When's the last time?
What's a Tops?
Let's move on. First off, Tops wasn't around when there was 5-star reviews. Who knows what Tops is? Let me get a comment down below. Who knows what Tops is? Help me out, somebody. Don't make me look that. I'm not that old. Although my beard says a different story. Okay, so let's get on with this bike. One of the things I would recommend if you get this bike, or matter of fact, any bike, is to change out the tires because a lot of them come with knobbies. I put street tires on this and it made it that much more comfortable on the street. There's also a couple negatives that I do not want to ignore. Number one, let's talk about the remote. I don't want it. I get it that everybody with their cars, with their motorcycles, we got that smart key fob. Bikes are just not ready for that. If someone wants to steal your bike, you have pedals on them. There's also a negative to this specific model. This is the air suspension. If I was to redo this all over again, I'd get the hydraulic. The air suspension is more money. It's just fine tuning that. It sounds fantastic, but I don't know. Like I asked them the recommended or the max amount of air pressure, and I think I have it at 170, but either I am super fat when my centrifugal force goes forward, those forks bottom out. I would have just preferred hydraulic. That is one thing I do not like with this ride, but that does not mean that I'm gonna sell it. I just keep putting more in it to fine tune it. One of the main questions I get is how much do you ride that bike, bro? Do you really ride it? Do you even ride? Yes, I do. I do ride it. And to give you a more specific number, I have 3,672 miles on the odometer. Has it gone bad? Nope. You can see things that I've already changed. I've removed the rear fender. I think I did that in the video. I've also changed out the tires to do street tires, which I absolutely love them. Now, when I was going off-road, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be wet. It's gonna be swampy. And I'm wearing white pants, but I'm already out here, let's go on and get it. And that's exactly what I did. And as soon as I went on that trail, I immediately regretted it because I had zero traction. Street tires, off-road in the mud. Dirty, swampy, stinky as shit. But I did it anyway. Why? The video, man. The content creation. Aside from that little bit of negative situation with the air suspension in the front, I would have alleviated that if I would have went with hydraulic, but the rear suspension held up good. Just taking it off-road like that with something that has this kind of weight, it's hard to move around. It's not like a dirt bike where you have that power to weight ratio. You do have a lot of power with this, but it's also very heavy. Versus a dirt bike, you know, you're gonna get the torque with this, you're not gonna get the horsepower. But just, this is not designed for off-road. I don't care what Aniioki or anybody else tells you. Can you do it? Yes. It's designed for going fast on the street and getting tickets. As I mentioned in the original video, I do think it would have been nice if we had a longer front fender just to stop a lot of that dirt from kicking up, and that rear fender. The rear fender wasn't bad, I just didn't like it where I just had a rear and then half a fender in the front. I also did not like the rack, but that's, you know, that's personal preference. You want to put like egg cartons and your children on the back in a baby seat, that's on you. The way that I ride it right now, it didn't require a lot of modifications. I just changed out the tires just because I'm gonna spend more time on the road on this than I am off-road, and most people are. So I don't know why companies, including Aniioki, doesn't throw straights or slicks or street tires on actual e-bikes instead of knobbies. It's like they just, have this deal with all these companies to make knobby tires. I would have preferred that. But this bike is very comfortable, it's very fast, it is very heavy, and it's designed for taller people. Just keep that in mind. If you are shorter, I'd stay away from it. I think they actually got a sale on it right now. And that's the good thing with this specific bike, is I know you're probably like, oh, I don't want to spend, you know, $3,000, $2,800 on it. I would recommend it. And I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. Anything that I tell you is 100% real. No company is going to make me say something that I don't feel. Stay beautiful.